So I used to have a microphone like that, and the issue is then it's blocking half of my vision. It didn't do like the scissor arm underneath, kind of like the cool little mechanism that you got going on.
Right.
So what would happen is I'd be talking to the guests, but I'd have like half my vision blocked by the microphone. So I was just like, it's so distracting just being able to look like that. So now this is the good one. It's a very good mic arm.
That's
My thing is I need to get the grommet sort of like that drilled out in the table. I need to get that to put in here because this is kind of, it's good, serves its purpose, but it's like weird. I don't like how it like encapsulates me.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm trapped. I don't like that.
This is a dope setup, bro.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you. It's been years in the making. I mean, all this stuff didn't just happen overnight. It's expensive shit. It all serves a purpose for my content creation business / podcast / everything. Yeah, and it's been a good time accumulating all of the gear and learning how to use it all and just writing down that I gave Mr. Kenji his pill and put my phone on Do Not Disturb.
Well, dude, like I told you, like when I saw you on the side of the road yesterday at fucking, 8 a.m. in the morning?
Yeah.
I was like, no, but dude, like it's
you
funny.
You and future wifey were coming back from OG.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Evan, dude, like my legs are so freaking sore, but that was good.
It was a good workout.
Yes, it was a very good workout.
It was definitely a good workout. It's nice, so like the Tuesday leg day I don't love.
Okay.
I don't love the Tuesday leg day. A lot of people said that. Even Kim said it on the mic yesterday. Yeah. Tuesday leg day is kind of like, meh. So Tyler and I usually take off on Tuesdays.
Right.
But the Saturday ones, I'm like hit or miss. So since I've been doing the jujitsu, since I've been doing this type of workouts, I've definitely neglected my legs. Yeah. Because it's very hard to do jujitsu when your legs are super sore.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So today,
it's a leg workout on its own.
Yeah, man. I mean, when you wrap your legs and you pull guard and you wrap your legs around somebody and you're fighting to keep your legs locked as they're fighting to peel them off. Yeah. I mean, if you're already sore, man, your butt cheeks start going, oh my God, I can't clench anymore. It's over for me. Crazy. But it was definitely a good workout. I've been trying to incorporate more of those. I really want to do sandbag training.
Sandbag training is nuts.
Yeah, man. So Tom shouts the homie Tom. Tom does all of the crazy lifts, and he does a lot of functional training, and I've done sandbag stuff with him. Yeah. But to get better at jujitsu, I almost want to just start doing more of that sandbag gritty, tossing it over the head, over the shoulder, dropping it down, practicing the wrestling shoots. So like the drop knees, shoot ins, do like 5 reps each side, then again go the other way, back and forth.
Bro, your grip strength is going to be unbelievable after that shit too.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, my grip strength is pretty crazy right now.
Your forearms are absolutely, dude. Right now, honestly, compliment to you, bro. Your forearms are fucking bulging out of your arms. Right
nah, man, it's been quite the just seeing where like the strengths of the training that I've done previously to now. It's kind of crazy to be able to see how
evolution.
Yeah, like the raw grip with no wrap deadlifts that I was doing for years. How like I'll grab a gi and I'm just like, wow, I'm just not letting go. Yeah. It's gonna take a lot for you to get me to let go. Yeah. We were doing rounds a couple weeks ago, and like one of the brown belts came over to me, and I just before I roll with everybody, I just say, "What's sore on you? Talk to me." Like, cause God forbid, listen, upper belts especially, I don't expect to get these motherfuckers. Right. I'm very humble when it comes to it. I'm like, whatever, man. I expect you. And if I get them in a move, I look at them and I go, you're going to flip me any second, right? I'm about to get thrown off of you in 2 seconds.
Is it the same as like a karate thing where you just like work your way up in belts?
Yeah.
I've never really.
So it's like 4. So it's 4 stripes. I don't know if it's 4 stripes. I believe it's 4 stripes each belt. So it's 4 stripes as a white belt. And then after your 4th stripe as a white belt, the next promotion is a blue belt.
Blue, and then
it's white, blue, purple, brown, black.
Okay.
And then they have coral belts, but coral belts are I think they're black belts that were like for over 30 years.
Right, yeah.
So it's like it's the Gracie family. That's the only people that have
goats.
Yeah, the goats of jiu-jitsu. So
goats of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, so the brown belt we start doing rounds, and he comes over to me, and I'm supposed to lock my guard up, so he's kneeling in front of me. I wrap my legs around him, and I get my one grip in, and he just looks to the dude to his left, and he just goes, "Oh, dude, who let grip strength in here?" He's like, "Yo," because like it's mainly what I have, so I have to play into my strengths versus play into your weaknesses. Right. I'll get better with the weaknesses as I go, but one of my strengths is just I'm gonna rip you down. I'm gonna break your posture down. I'm gonna do the best that I can, and this and that. It's pretty crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah, you don't need no straps anymore.
Nah, man, nah. You know, I gave up straps a long time ago. I gave up straps. I gave up belts.
Yeah.
You know, my guy James down in Florida, the strength. He's like a strength conditioning coach, but he's also the doctor that I worked with for nutrition when I was bodybuilding. He told me a long time ago when I first started working with him, the amount of people that he sees with curvatures of the spine.
Oh, it's insane.
Because they're just cranking years of just belt use for no reason. For no reason.
Dude, I see it all the time. I'm like, yeah. Even though you're wearing a belt, you have shit form. Like,
yeah,
your spine is gonna collapse at any second right now.
Well, I watch these dudes not only at OG, but I watch these dudes at all the gyms I've been to, every gym, and these dudes will just like crank down a belt and they'll go and do shrugs, or they'll crank down a belt and do bench press. I'm like, bro,
there's no reason for it.
Bro, what are you doing? Like, your body has to learn how to brace against your own core. Exactly. You can't just like expect this piece of leather to just be there at all times for your stomach to push against and give you a little bit more support. It just doesn't work like that.
Yeah, like if you're not able to lift up a set of dumbbells without a belt, chances are the weight's a little bit too heavy for you.
Yeah,
it's insane, bro. Like every time I see it, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? It's man, like the fitness industry nowadays, like you see a lot of fucking bullshit out there.
You see a lot of we've always seen a lot of bullshit.
Exactly.
I feel like you see a lot of bullshit more so now because of the spread of information.
Yes,
it's so vast. I mean, it's so easy to just see.
And everyone's an online coach now. Everyone's an online coach.
Well, you're in the game a little later now.
I am in the game a little later. Yes.
I remember when I was competing. There would be a dude who barely competed once, and he'd start giving fitness advice. Yeah. He would just start, oh, I'm selling my program, I'm selling this, I'm selling that. It's like, bro, what are you selling?
You got to have years of experience in order to help a lot of other people.
Dog, you got 14th.
Yes.
Out of 15.
Yep.
You got 14th out of 15, and all of a sudden you're a coach.
Yeah.
Your ability to coach somebody else. And then what drives me mad about stuff like that is, not only is it scary that they're going to give advice to other people, not only on the nutritional side, on the strength training side, where they really have no business giving any of that advice.
Zero.
And you have to come from a different side of it sometimes, because everybody starts somewhere. Absolutely. Every top coach started with no clients. Absolutely. Every top, person had no research that backed them at some point. Yep. So it takes time to get all of these accolades and all of this knowledge under your belt. So I get it. Yep. But it's like, bro, you got 14. Let's say you got 14th out of 15th place at a local show. It wasn't even a national show. Right. A local show, 14th out of 15th, and you're going to start telling people how to do all these things, and you're going to tell them how to take steroids. You have no fucking right to give any information on steroid use. Doctors barely have any ability to really give advice on steroids. They don't even know the compounds and what it is. Exactly. There's a very select few that actually study compounds and understand what test, tren, all these crazy drugs in the long run. Now, I think test is good for kind of going on a rant, but I think test is good for people that are like, listen, I'm 32 years old. My test levels are about 550 to 600. They fluctuate every time I do my blood work. Yeah. That's about average. Right. I mean, my guy down in Florida, he's a doctor. He studied this shit. He knows what he's talking about. He said he'd like to get my levels up to 800 at some point. Yeah. But we had to fix my high iron levels first, because the test is going to increase the coagulation or the thickness of the blood. Right. I think coagulation was the correct.
That's why you're eating the way you are right now, in order to increase that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? It's funny because I donated blood and I felt better instantly, and then mentally, I felt sharper again. I just felt good. Yeah. And then I stopped eating a lot of red meat because I was too nervous. I was like, oh, maybe that was really what it was. And it's like, no, you just have to. You keep eating your red meat, you keep doing your thing, but you have to just understand that you're going to have to donate blood more frequently.
I see a lot of people out there that do like an animal based, and they're having red meat essentially with every single meal. Yeah. And like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I tried that for like a month just to see like what like the hype was about, and I had to get my blood work done because I was having a lot of like random dizzy spells. Like I would be either laying down on the couch, right, like for a little while, and I would get up and I would just be like, whoa, and like I would kind of have to take like. I would honestly kind of have to take like a step back a little bit. So I started to incorporate a little bit less. Like I will still have my red meats. Like I freaking love red meat, but I will not have it every single meal like how I used to. And, you know, I was a victim of, I wouldn't even say like a victim. I was just trying something new that I saw. And I was like, I have no idea how people do this.
I think it's good to experiment.
Yeah, absolutely.
As long as it's not drug related. I think it's good to experiment and try different things.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that try veganism because they primarily they do it for the animal abuse and you know that type of stuff. It's like just buy the meat from a humane ranch or farm.
Right,
Don't buy it from Costco. You know, where they beat the shit out of the cows and then they kill them. It's like you know what I'm saying? Like that's lower quality meat. There's tiers to this shit, just like tiers of cars, just like everything.
Yeah.
There's levels. So it's like, you know, you're going to spend more for it to be done regeneratively and have a farm that actually takes care of the animals, does everything properly, make sure that they're outside and safe.
Yeah. I feel like there's too many levels to it also. It's like there should be one or two types of meat that you're getting, and that's it. Like there's so many different fucking levels.
Well, there should be grass-fed and grain finished.
Yes.
Or there should be grass-fed, grass-finished.
Yes,
that's it. There's
exactly.
really no other. There's no other reason.
But
But the issue is there's a lot of loopholes through governments. There's a lot of loopholes through all these large corporations that get tax write-offs and benefits and pocketed all this type of money. And I don't even know the fucking beginning of it. I really don't. Like I know that this is what's going on because it's very apparent. Yeah. But I don't even know where it starts. Like what's the head? Where's the head of the snake? That's the question that you have to ask yourself. And it gets crazy because you're thinking about what they're doing and pumping these animals. I mean, White Oak Pastures is another all natural ranch and farm that does a lot of good. Not out east. I don't know where they are actually, but they put up a video about a Tyson chicken rep coming out and saying like, oh yeah, free range. They only have to be outside for like 30 minutes.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. I think like the qualifications for it to be classified as something are not as big as we think. Like I think in order for like for some meats, I think in order for them to be like a grass-fed beef or something like that, I just think there has to be like a patch of grass around them.
Yeah, that's basically it. Well, the same thing with the chickens. I've said this before. There are far too many eggs. There's no reason for there to be that many eggs. There's no reason for there to be regular eggs, jumbo eggs, brown eggs, white eggs, organic eggs. That's just it. There's just organic. Then there's organic pasture raised, then there's organic free range, then there's regular free range, regular pasture raised.
There should not be a box of eggs that's 99 cents and then a carton of eggs that's $6.99.
$6.99. Oh wow, you must have found a deal. You must have found a deal. They're like $9 for the pasture raised organic. Seriously? Oh yeah, $9-10. Oh yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's nuts.
But like there should not be so many levels to it. There should not be so many clarifications of what the fucking egg is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's insane.
Let me see. Farm tours. Here you go. White Oak Pastures is the farm that I was talking about. I'm just trying to find an address. They're giving me their life story. I don't know where they are. I'm also very Georgia. 101 Church Street, Bluffton, Georgia.
That is not out east.
That is not out east. That is down. That is down south.
That is not the hip.
I buy from. I haven't bought from them yet. I buy from. What is the name of that farm? It's Regenerative Farm. It is Force of Nature. They're in Texas.
Okay.
So I buy from them. They have really good bison. They have really good beef. Bison. Yeah, it's really good. They got bison ribeyes. They're fucking delicious.
So good for you too.
Yeah, it is, man. You know, there's a study that just came out recently that said that animal protein and meat has cancer blocking properties because of a certain amino acid or fat profile in it. I mean, you start to see all this research and you start to see people that switch from going to veganism, like I was saying earlier. Yeah. There's a lot of people that go to veganism because of the abuse of the animals.
Yep.
But then a year to 2 years in, you start listening to guys like Dave Asprey. You start listening to guys like Mark Hyman, Dr. Mark Hyman, Pharmacy Podcast, really good podcast that I listen to often. You start listening to them talk about what happens to your health as you do that type of a diet.
It's also not like a sustainable lifestyle, in my opinion.
I mean, I find that keto's not really sustainable. No, I find that, veganism, all these extremes. I mean, the only person that I think I've seen continue on the journey of the diet that they've set out for is Jordan Peterson's daughter.
Yes.
Yeah, so she does Lion Diet. So
shout out Jordan Peterson, what a fucking guy, man.
Yeah, Jordan Peterson's the homie. Super smart.
He's gotten me emotional at times too, but like listening to his shit, I'm like, holy fuck.
Super smart, super deep, knows his shit, didn't enjoy his book. Didn't like the book. I did the audio book.
I gotta get into reading. I haven't read a book in I don't even know how long.
My issue is I keep fucking buying books and then I just don't even get to finish it. I see a book online on Amazon. I'm like, oh shit, it's on sale. This is great. It's like, bro, you haven't read the 50 other books that you have sitting in your bedroom.
I buy a lot of entrepreneurial books that I really gotta open. I haven't really opened them, but yeah, I definitely gotta get on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Jordan Peterson, what a guy.
His daughter Michaela, she had horrible rheumatoid arthritis. Horrible. Like, it was debilitating. She had a ton of issues.
What was her diet?
Lion diet. She switched. That's what she calls the diet. It's called the lion diet. I have to look up exactly what it is because it's different than carnivore. I think she just eats like steaks. That's all she eats.
Yeah. No,
and cured her rheumatoid arthritis. Cured. There's something that goes to say for something that when you see something like that, it's insane.
Isn't it insane how a diet could cure some? Bro, I have it's actually funny. We're talking about like doctors and everything. I have the utmost amount of respect for people, right? Like, you know, medical field, right? Whatever it is. The amount of people that I have been told who have had doctors tell them, say, hey, like, I've had arthritis for a little bit. Doctor would tell them to stop exercising. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm like, you can actually improve your condition by exercising. But if you stop exercising, it's going to make it worse because, like, what are you doing? You know, like, to strengthen the areas, bro. Like, there's so much.
Well, now you start having the areas regress around
exactly.
it. So
that's what I'm saying.
Not only are you having an issue with the first part, but now the muscle tissue that you've worked hard to, you know, let's say it's a knee. You know, now the muscle tissue around the knee is going to start regressing and having issues, and
like you
get weak.
You need to strength train in some sort of way to cure these things. And the amount of doctors I hear say, "Oh, like you're not allowed to do," I'm like, what the fuck?
What did I go for? I went for a hamstring injury. I went to a doctor for a hamstring injury years ago.
Yeah.
It was like so awful. I just got an insurance again. Like, I didn't have health insurance for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. I have a great story after you tell me this, by the way.
I just remember it. I just got health insurance, and I wound up. I was having an issue every time I did like a lying leg curl. I would get like almost like a sharp pinching pain in the back of my leg, not my knee, but it was like the hamstring. And I've always had it, but it was getting worse. I was like, what is going on with this? And they take X-rays, which let's be honest, X-rays aren't gonna do shit. I need to see the tissue.
Right?
Even I know we need to see the tissue. But because of how the insurance companies work and the doctors work, they said no, we have to do X-rays first. Then after we send you potentially to a PT. Then maybe we'll be able to prescribe to go get an MRI. I'm like, wow, healthcare system's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, and then you're paying like $900 for both the X-ray and the MRI. It's ridiculous. On top of the insurance, yeah, it's insane.
Whole fucking spiel. All I needed was the MRI to tell me, hey,
Same
Nick,
thing happened to me a couple years ago.
You don't have a tear, you're good. Don't worry about it. Like, it's just a weird little thing you got going on.
And then you're paying $2,000 on top of it. Yeah,
exactly.
Same thing happened to me.
I'm getting fist fucked. It's great time. So anyway, so the doctor, we do the X-rays. And he comes in, he's just like, first off, fat dude comes in. I'm like, wow, already lost all credibility with me, bro. Like,
there should be a test that they have to do every couple years.
There should be a test for cops. I have a lot of friends that are law enforcement, and all my friends that are law enforcement are in really good shape.
Yes.
Yeah, all my friends that are in law enforcement are in really good shape. But the amount of out of shape fat cops that I see, y'all need to like get it under control.
How are you chasing someone down?
Not only are you expected to chase somebody down, how are you expected to overpower a criminal?
Nope.
If they're gonna fight back, because you know they're gonna fight back.
Yeah.
So how are you expected to overpower a criminal if you can't even grab somebody and put a little force behind it to have it? It's insane. And then we wind up going. Now we're on cops. Then you wind up going to more lethal techniques because you couldn't control somebody without any of those. Right. Now you're resorting to the next level of what I have to do to like before we get to a gun.
Right.
So it's fucking crazy. Same thing with doctors. Yeah. You lose all credibility with me if you're a cardiologist and you're fat. It's like, so you're going to tell me not to eat fat, right? You're going to tell me fat is bad, right? What have you been eating? If you're not eating fat, what are you eating? Because buddy, you are out of shape.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you just don't go to the gym.
Why am I going to listen to you when I'm in good shape and, you know, you're not? Like, you know, go ahead.
Yeah, it's absurd. So he comes in, he's fat. I'm like, whatever. Like, I'm already just like, okay. And he just goes, so like, you wrote down that you have a pinching sensation. Does it happen all the time? And I said, no, it's just when I do a lying down leg curl.
Yeah.
I said, probably when I get about 140 pounds, it starts to pinch. He goes, I got a solution for you. I said, what's that? He goes, Stay under 100 pounds on the leg curl and you won't have that problem. I go, that's not fixing the problem. That is telling me to just stop doing.
This is why I took an hour out of my day to come to you.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, bro. I was like, wow, dude, this is crazy. I said, I can't wait to never come back here again. Yeah. That is insane. To just tell me, hey, yeah, you know what? If it hurts at 140, just do it at 100. It's like, that's not an answer. That's more so just like a cop-out.
I went to get my blood work like a little over a month ago, I want to say, and it was because of the reason I told you. Like I had just gotten off of like animal-based, right? So I go to get my blood work done, and she asked me if I take any, like PEDs or anything like that, supplements and stuff like that. I'm like, no. The only thing that I take is creatine, and she thought she thought that creatine was a pre-workout supplement, and I kind of just like looked, and yeah, like I kind of just like I looked at her, I was like, it is not a pre-workout supplement. And everything that she said after that, I completely discredited.
Yeah, you just can't, I can't believe anything that you say.
You get creatine naturally from certain foods.
Yeah, steaks.
It is, yeah, like it is not a pre-workout supplement.
Yeah. My mom, listen, it's my mom.
Isn't that insane?
It's my mom. My mom's not a doctor, but my mom's in the real estate industry and entertainment industry for movies. So it's like, she used to think that creatine was a steroid. Like but that's the spin that people put on things. I think back when...
You can take it pre-workout if you want to, but it's...
Who was the dude that killed his family, the wrestler? What was his name? Chris Benoit? Is that Chris Benoit?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
They make it say, he was like a fitness addict and he was on creatine. I remember they were saying he was on creatine and all these different types of steroids.
The most natural research supplement.
But this is back in... This is like... I don't even know when he died.
Years.
Because I think he killed himself after he killed his family.
Yeah.
But Chris Benoit, he died in 2007. Yeah, so I mean, this is when the sports and health market was just starting to boom. I mean, I remember going to buy supplements after school because I thought I needed an intra-workout carb, and I thought I needed all this shit. And I'd read the magazines. I'd be like, yo, bro, Muscle Tech Halo, bro. This shit's going to be this is how I'm going to pack on the size. Yep. So it's like you hear these stories and you hear these things, or our parents at the time hear these things, and they have no education to back it. They have no research. They just hear it. And this is a problem back in 2000. I think nowadays people are more skeptical of everything that they hear. Mm-hmm. But they hear it and they just go, oh, shit. Okay, like that's a steroid. And then you hear your son wants to take creatine. You're like, wait, that was what Chris Benoit was on. And he went crazy and he killed his family. It's like, no, man, that's not how it goes.
And again, this was like the PA that I had, she was like maybe 50, 60 pounds overweight too. And I'm not trying to like shit on her, but like after she told me that, I was like, why would I listen to you?
I gotta be honest with you. I'm tired of hearing like fat shaming. I'm tired of hearing all these different terminologies. I really am. I'm really tired of it because you know.
It's like you have to be so careful what you say now.
I know you do, and I'm so tired of hearing it,
especially online, man.
Because you know what, man, I was fucking fat, and I was fat because of my father.
I was too back in the day. It was nuts.
I was fat because of my father, and I was fat because of my lack of energy and exercise ability. I didn't know what to do. I would just plug my face, and guess what? I was unhappy. I don't truly believe that people that are overweight are actually genuinely okay with it. Like when there are people that say, I'm cool with just being heavy. I'm cool. Like, oh yeah, I love my big body. Yeah. It's like, no.
Deep down they're hurting.
Yeah, deep down, because I remember. I was miserable, man. Yep. Girls wouldn't look at me. Mm. I felt fucked up. Like everything hurt. Everything felt like an exhausting task just to like walk and do things and this and that. Like, I wasn't 900 pounds, but being in 10th grade and 270, I mean, that's big, bro. Yeah. That's fucking big. So it's like, I'm tired of people just like going, oh, you're fat shaming if you say this or that. No. Like if you're 40,
being real.
If you're 40 to 50 pounds overweight and you work in the medical field or you work in an exercise science-based field,
Get your shit together.
I have no respect for anything that you say.
Zero.
Because you aren't practicing what you're preaching. Nope. If you're going to tell me to do X, Y, Z, I don't believe you. Because if you're doing that, I don't want to have those same results.
I'm a firm, and this kind of goes into like the fitness industry too. I'm a firm, like believer as a whole that if you are a coach, whether it's in person, online, right, like whatever it is, you should be a person that someone wants to look like.
Yeah.
I truly like, and it's like you hear all these people nowadays like, oh, like it all comes down to like how happy you are, right? Like you want to look good, right? Like, but like, like you want to feel good for yourself. It's like, no, like if you are giving somebody fitness advice, you should be a person that they are striving to be like. And if you're not, get the fuck off Instagram giving advice.
Yep.
I'm a huge, like, very, and I'm not as vocal about it, but it's just like, you know, obviously, right, like, this is a space that, you know, you and I have now where it's like,
this is a safe space.
Exactly. It's a very safe space.
It's a safe space for being real.
Exactly.
That's what it is a safe space for.
Exactly. But if you're a coach, fucking look like one. And if you want to be a coach, right, but you don't necessarily look the part right now, get yourself into shape, document your story, and then be a coach. But you have to know, like, what the fuck you're talking about too. You know, so that is where I stand on that. And it's a huge thing now. I see it's like all over social media. Oh, this is my transformation that I did in 2 or 3 months. And I'm like, you did not do that in 2 or 3 months. Yeah. Stop trying to reel people into your community because you're doing that in quote unquote, right, 2 to 3 months. It's like, no, be fucking real with yourself. If that took you over a year, say it. You know, like, it's okay. So it's, you know, there's just like a lot of bullshit out there, man.
Side note, have you seen that dude Goob? That calls people out for like faking their
Yeah.
I didn't realize he follows me.
I didn't
realize he follows me.
No, I have.
Super dope.
I
love that he does that.
Yeah.
So I like that he exposes people like that.
And also it's like as you know, like, as a coach, I am not afraid to admit I am not the most jacked or, you know, shredded person, you know, like, that you'll ever see. But I have a story that I've gone through that I know how to document, and I know how to get people to where they want to be. It's like, you don't have to be absolutely, you know, shredded out of your mind, right? But, like, you have to at least, like, know what the fuck you're talking about or be on some sort of journey in order to get to where you want to be. Well, and that's just kind of the way I see it.
I believe what it comes down to is you're a walking business card.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in a fitness space.
Exactly.
You're a walking fucking business card.
Especially how everything's online nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, your appearance is what people are going to see, and that's what's going to decide whether they're going to work with you or not.
Yeah. Well, not only is it going to be, I think there's a lot of people that overlook that, unfortunately. Because me personally, if I ever hired a coach, they better be damn well light years ahead of me, because that's where I want to be.
And that's where you want to learn from too.
I want to be like, damn, 100%. Man, like, how did you develop your quads like that? How did you get rounded shoulders like that? That's why John Meadows was such a mentor to me. Like, I looked at John. Now, granted, I knew he was on steroids. I knew I wasn't taking anything.
Yeah.
So I knew there. Fucking Kenji howling.
Right,
so you good? So I knew that there were things that he was going to accomplish, whether he was 30 years into his lifting career and I was 10, it didn't matter. Like, there were just certain things that my body was not going to be able to do, but I could still tailor the training style. And
there's always ways to evolve.
Exactly. Tailor the information that he was giving to me for me and for the people that were training with me.
Yeah.
Not training like professionally like you guys, do,
right.
but training like I had training partners over the years. Yeah. There were people that just went like, no, Nick, you go hard in the gym, or we do this, we do that. I would love to just train with you regularly. Yeah. And people, you have training partners for a couple of months, maybe a year or so, and then they fall off, whatever it is. But it's cool that we, most of the people that I train with weren't ever on shit. I'm trying to think. I would say about 80 to 90% of the people that I've trained with over the years, they weren't on any type of PED. Yeah, so it was cool because we all grew together. Like my boy Petey, my boy Petey is a fucking freak. I mean, he's a young kid. He started training with me when he was like 20-something years old. Yeah, young kid, and I mean, matching me on a lot of lifts after 6-7 months of lifting with me. Right. I mean, we were both throwing up the 130s on shoulder presses, 140s. Yeah. I'm looking at him, I'm like, holy shit, weight. This fucking kid is like 4 years younger than me, and he's out here just dogging it.
He's throwing 280 pounds over his shoulder, like
dogging it. And I'm just sitting here like, oh, this took me a long time to get to this point. I'm just like, God damn, we're benching, we're rowing heavy, we're deadlifting 500. I mean, it was fucking crazy, and it was fun, man. So it was always cool that I was able to get like people like that. And he's behind you, shaking his ass and having a tantrum.
Bro, he's the best.
It's funny. I talked to Vinny because Vinny's on his weight loss journey for the wedding and just in general. Yeah. And one of the things that I told him, I said, listen, man, you are going to get married. Mm-hmm. And this is the same thing I'm telling you, and you know this. Yeah. You're going to get married. You're going to be a father one day.
I know.
Like,
be the example.
Bro.
Be the example.
Be the fucking example. Be the man. Don't be the soft dad bod. Like, I got friends that have, whoever. I know he listens to the podcast. So does his girl. I love you guys. You know that. I'm not going to give names because they already know who they are. But his girl got pregnant, and like he gained a ton of weight. And he hits me up all the time, and he's like, "Yo, Nick, what do you think of this? Or what do you do for this? Or I'm like, bro, my dog, you just got to go to the gym. Stop. I said, and then he'll post that he's out to dinner with her. And I'll be like, bro, I got to give you tough love, son. Like, have you been on point with your diet?
Are you?
Oh well, fuck. She wanted to go eat and this and that. I'm like, bro. I'm like, dog. You can't just eat because your girl's eating because she's pregnant.
All it takes too is like 6 to 12 months of like dedication towards it, and then like you learn how to maintain that, obviously, right? But it's actually funny because if there's ever someone like who wants to work with me, right? I usually, I would say most of my clients are between like 25 and like 45, I would say. Like a lot of times the reason why they come on board is because I say, hey, be the example. And that's like the line that's like, you know what? Yeah, you're fucking right. Like I need to be the example for like my kids, right? Like my future family.
You want to be the fat dad? Is that what you want to be? You want to be the fat, out of shape dad, where all the all the fucking other kids and I want to be. When I have a kid one day.
How many times have you played sports when you were younger and you actually like looked into the stands and saw a dad that was in like decent shape?
Very rare.
Not a lot,
very
right?
Rare.
It's not a lot. It's that's
what I'm saying. It's like I want to be looked at as like the Superman of the block. I want to be looked at as the psycho. Like yo, dude, do you see so and so's dad like in the garage at 7 a.m. doing sandbag tosses and training for jujitsu at 50 years old? It's like, bro, I'm training for war. The war that's never gonna come. I'm training for it. I'm ready to go.
You're just fucking out there like pitch dark, sun's not even rising yet.
Dog, I'm doing walking lunges down the whole block. Exactly. I'm tossing trash bags to the garbage truck as it's going by over my shoulder.
I've always like wanted to be that dad eventually who like takes their 13-year-old son to the gym with him at like 5, 6 a.m. in the morning. Like that is what I want to implement in him. I also just feel like if you are in shape and you walk into a room, there's like an immediate respect factor there as well. There is. Like, there's no doubt about it, right? And yeah.
Well, because people recognize, and I've heard this before, but people recognize that the hard work is being put in, that this is somebody that's disciplined.
Yeah.
This is somebody that takes care of themselves. Because not only to just
it's attractive to people.
It's attractive to people, and it's intimidating to a lot.
It's very intimidating.
Because not only do you have to hold yourself accountable on a daily basis, but you have to get your nutrition right, you have to get your exercise right. And there's no, you can slack sometimes, but the slacking to work ratio, the work ratio is always way higher.
A lot of people say 80-20. I'm kind of more of like a 90-10.
This past week, I needed to take off. This past week,
which is fine. That's needed.
It's been too much. I definitely ate too much this past week.
Okay, but once you get back.
Oh yeah, no, I know this, but I know this, and I know what I have to do. It's like I ate too much fat. Like I ate too much. I bought almond butter. Like I was going through the almond butter like fucking syrup. Like it was
like smashing.
Yeah, it was over.
Bro, I do the same thing with peanut butter.
That's why I can't have it in the house. I bought peanut butter cups yesterday at Uncle Giuseppe's.
You're slamming them.
I brought peanut butter. Hello, Kenji. Okay. Hi, fathead. Hello. You love Sam.
I know. I love you too, bro.
Yeah. I bought healthy peanut butter cups because I was like, I'll just put it in the Ninja Creamy when I make my protein ice cream and shit like that.
Game changer, that thing
Game
is,
changer.
Right? Oh my God.
Game changer. And I was like, I'll just put it in the Ninja Creamy and call it a day and this and that. And then last night I was fasting after the meal with Kyler.
Yeah.
And I start walking into my bedroom to go to sleep, and I was like,
just eyeing the peanut butter.
Like this. I was like, those peanut butter cups are in there, aren't they? I'm like, fuck. And I walked over, and I had a little bit of the sea salt chocolate that was in there still, and I went, I'm about to fucking binge a little bit. And I had the sea salt chocolate. I had a handful of the healthy M&Ms.
But listen, it's Saturday night, sometimes it's needed.
You know what, man? I was just like, I've been so on, and I've just been, my body's been taking a beating. My body's been taking a beating just from everything. And this past week, I didn't feel like training. I went to OG on it was like a Wednesday.
Yeah.
No, it was Thursday. It was the pull day.
Yeah.
I went there. I'm not joking with you. I know you've been. I just wasn't in the mood. I just wasn't in the mood to train. Sometimes. I got there. I started doing the face pulls.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. It was an 11-minute station. I started doing the face pull for 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes. All right. And then I switched my partner, who was actually Tyler's cousin.
Yeah.
I switched my partner, and she goes to the face pulls, and I go to the bent over row with the T-bar.
Yeah.
And I do that. And then afterwards, I just look at her and I'm just like, yeah, I'm dipping after the station. I'm over it.
Yeah.
She's like, really? I was like, yeah. She goes,
I'm low-key happy I didn't have a partner yesterday. I was kind of able to just kind of do my thing.
Did Erin train with you?
Yes, but she was next to me and she didn't have a partner yet.
Oh, nice. So you just got to chill out and do your thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had to rest after some sets. I was like, like if I had a partner right now.
So that's the thing. The thing that with like the OG and the HIIT workouts and all the stuff that you guys do with, Vinny ISI and Orange Theory, but Orange Theory is mostly cardio based.
It's It's like half and half, but it's
mostly cardio.
Yes, yeah.
I've never taken an Orange Theory class, but I see that it's mostly cardio.
The more. So I've been there now 5 years now on like a part-time basis, obviously. But like the more I coach there, the more I realize like it's a workout you go into, and I'm not bashing it by any means. It's
well, if you were bashing it, you wouldn't work there. You would hate. You wouldn't go there.
It's a great place for people to build. Like, like an overall community and like a solid foundation.
A little camaraderie.
Right? Yes, but at some point you really tend to plateau after a little bit because it's not a place where you really go for true strength training. And if you're doing too much cardio, all of the weight that you're losing is going to turn into skinny fat. Like, I'm always a believer that you have to do Orange Theory. If you're going to do Orange Theory, of course, you have to do Orange Theory and another thing on the side as far as just like a strength training in order to really see the progress.
Yeah, to reap the benefits of what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's why I try to switch it up. I try to do a lot of different things. I just signed up for a yoga spot. I'm doing a little yoga.
Yoga's phenomenal.
Yeah,
you will feel like $1 million after it too, especially if it's like hot yoga.
Yeah,
you'll feel $1 million
after.
I
do hot yoga there. They did yin yoga, which was nice because it's a lot of holding the position. It's almost like the pliability app. You hold the positions long.
A lot of core.
Yeah, it's like we've held the pigeon pose for like 4 or 5 minutes. It was nice, man. It's good. It helps me because I get beat up, man, for jujitsu and stuff like that.
You need to recover properly.
Yeah, man. The comp class that I'm gonna take at 10. It's a heater, bro. It's a badass class.
Yeah.
It's like,
dude, you look fucking phenomenal.
Thank you, man.
Honestly, man, like, like kind of what I said to you yesterday. Like, I remember like being on my couch 2020 where I was maybe like a month away from going south, and like we just kind of looked at each other. We're like, "Where the fuck is life gonna take us from here?"
Bro, I told you yesterday. I still don't know. I have no idea.
The evolution we both had, man. It's like, it's really fucking fun.
It's crazy how it works out, man. It's crazy how just life kind of just puts the tiles in front of you, and you just got to step on them.
Surround yourself with the people that you need to be surrounded by too in order to grow.
And you have to make sure that you don't get caught up with being surrounded by the wrong people, because that happens a lot. There's a lot of people.
I have cut out many people from my. I wouldn't even say cut out. It's just like, you just naturally drift, right? But like I definitely don't make that much of an effort toward people that did not serve me in the past anymore.
Yeah, and that's
extremely important for people to know that too.
And so it's funny because I have this debate with somebody that you know.
Okay.
I know you know who I'm talking about. Yes, I have this debate with him constantly because he gets irritated and upset when people may necessarily not want to fuck with him anymore. Like, they just don't want to be around him, and I have to constantly reiterate. His version of the argument is, well, I guess I see loyalty differently, and I go,
they don't want to be around you. Why would you want to be around them?
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. It's like he thinks of it as like a loyalty issue. I have to explain that
loyalty doesn't exist. It barely exists anymore.
But it's not even that it doesn't exist. Like, I'm loyal to my homies. Yeah. We keep it real with each other. I got their backs, this and that. That there is loyalty that does exist. Yeah. But
there shouldn't have to be loyalty though, because they're your boys.
Exactly. But what it comes down to is it's not necessarily a loyalty thing. It's if I hang out with somebody I've cut out friends that I've been friends with for fucking 10, 15 years. If I hang out with somebody all the time and the time that we spend together starts to become painful,
liability,
and irritating, a liability because they can't watch their fucking mouth, annoying, stressful, I just don't want to be around you anymore.
Nope.
This has nothing now. It doesn't matter how long we've been friends. There's like a fake fake title that this individual believes, and I love him. I do. No one's perfect. I'm not fucking perfect. You're not perfect. He's not perfect. We're all far from perfect, but it's a matter of understanding the quirks that everybody has. And if people don't want to be around somebody that has those quirks or doesn't want to interact with them on a daily basis, you as that person have to accept that, or you have to understand that maybe the things that I'm doing or maybe the way that I act, they don't want to be around me for some reason. Like, it's truly as simple as that. The issue, though, is like, it's almost like an excuse thing. Like, oh, well, because we've been friends for X amount of years, we should just be friends forever. It's like, doesn't matter. It doesn't work like that.
Just because you dated someone for a certain amount of time, you're going to remain friends with them.
Exactly the fucking thing. That's exactly the point that I gave him. I was like, Joe, just because I dated a girl for 5 years or 4 years, it doesn't mean that, once we don't like each other anymore, it's like, oh, well, we've already been friends. We've already been dating for 4 years. It's
like, let's just hang out.
Let's just hang out. Let's just keep it going. It's like, nah, bro, I want nothing to do with you. Go enjoy and ruin someone else's life.
I have more respect if someone comes to me and says, hey, we're not on the same wavelength right now.
Well, now that's the issue, because the people don't say that to him. They kind of just fucking ghost, like he's a side chick. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like they ghost him. They do all this fucked up shit. Like I got no problem. I'll tell you exactly how it is. If I'm given the opportunity, there's been plenty of friends where I've just been like, hey man, I'm good on this. Like we don't fuck with each other no more. It's cool.
It's fine.
Best of luck in the future.
Yep.
Don't worry about it.
Yep.
You don't have to hit me up anymore.
Yep.
I find that there's just these fake titles that people and people just hold on for far too long. It's like you have to understand. It's almost like a respecting to yourself. Like these people don't want to be around you. Stop hitting them up. Stop reaching out. It's like it couldn't be more clear, brother. It couldn't be more clear.
It's funny you mention that. I kind of got into an argument with my mom about this because obviously we're like,
Mama Sieg.
Yeah, like when it comes to the wedding and everything, it's my fucking day. If I don't want to invite my third cousin that I haven't, like I'm sorry, but and he's not gonna watch this or whatever. But like. My mom's brother.
Watch it. You're not getting the invite, dog.
Ma, don't tell him this. It's like my mom's.
No, send him a link. Send him the timestamp.
My mom's stepbrother that I literally haven't seen in like 7-8 years. She's like, yeah, like you have to invite Uncle.
Does he ever reach out to you?
No, never. See, he never says happy birthday. Like,
see, what's weird is the older generation looks at it like a paycheck. They look not a paycheck. They look at it like a charity check.
I had this conversation with my dad as well because I'm not really close with my dad's extended family. Yeah. I don't know why. There was just we're very, very different people.
Yeah,
very different people. He's like, yeah, like I think it's on you to mend, like the relationship. I'm like, why is it on me to mend my relationship with my uncle who is almost 65 years old?
A grown ass man.
It's on him to fucking I don't have anything to do with that anymore. Like, if he wants to mend the relationship, he could fucking mend the relationship. Yeah. But it's like, going back to the thing, with my mom, I'm like, Ma, it is my wedding. I'd rather invite more friends that I'm close with now than anyone who doesn't serve a purpose in my life anymore. There's no reason for it. What are they going to do? Drop $100 in the envelope and say, here you go?
Well, that's the thing. A lot of parents look at it like this is their dues for being friends with these people for years. My mom has spoken this way about like other people's weddings. And like when my cousins were getting married and other people, my mom and my aunt and the older generation, they were just there every time. They were just like, well, we went to so-and-so's wedding for their daughter. So now it's like almost like they owe us. It's like, yeah, but I don't want them there. I don't fucking know them.
And it's also like the sense of, I guess it's like they're proud to say, oh, like, that's my brother. He's going to be at your wedding for my son. I'm like, Ma, it's my fucking wedding. I'm 28 years old. If I don't want to invite someone, I'm not going to invite him.
I think it's more so they're super proud of you for getting married. They want to showboat you a little bit, which is cool. Right. I get that, but it's like I don't need to do that to people I don't even talk to.
I don't want to go up to random people at my wedding and say, "Hey, I haven't seen you in 8 years. Like, how you doing?" Like, I hate that small talk where it's like, "Hey, how's everything going?" It's like, "Oh yeah, everything's going good."
So I'll give you an example. It's a little bleak. It's a little dark. And some people may not understand where I'm coming from on this, and it's okay.
I'm going to know exactly.
You're going to know where I'm coming from. It's okay. So my dad and I, we are more friendly than we are father and son. Just always have been. I'm on a very different brain wave and brain length than my father is. I've always played chess where he's playing checkers type of situation.
You know that I'm kind of very similar in that situation.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. So my grandfather died recently, my dad's father. I haven't seen the man in, I want to say, it's got to be at least 8 to 10 years. Mm-hmm. I don't speak to my dad's side of the family. They were nasty to me when I was a kid. Like, we're talking nasty. Like, locking a child in the basement away from everybody. Now, the basement was my dad's room, so I don't want it to seem like it's Harry Potter where I'm in a cupboard. But, they would just, like, shut the door and keep me downstairs because they didn't really care that I was with the family. Yeah. Like, that's the type of people that these people were. And they didn't like me because I was my mother's son. They didn't like that my dad was self-destructive after he got his MS. Mm-hmm. What's the word I'm looking for? Diagnosis. Yeah. That he got his MS diagnosis. And they didn't like that my mother and my mom tried everything to help him get better. But he just went on a self-sabotaging spiral, nasty human being, and drugs and alcohol and constantly. And my mom divorced my dad. Yeah. And instead of him just calling it a day and understanding that he was part of the problem, he dragged my mom through the mud. My single mother since I was 2. Dragged her through the mud financially, legally, with bills and all that type of shit. That could have went to me. Yep. I had a college fund where I wouldn't have to have paid my college. Yep. I could have made a lot better financial choices for me later in life, but he didn't care. It was about tarnishing. It was about being a fucking dick. That's really what it was. So
I think at that point it's like a pride thing.
Yeah, it's a pride thing, but you know what, man? Like at some point, this wasn't a stupid man. That's the crazy thing. This is a man that got a degree from St. John's.
Yeah, smart.
Smart guy. Wasn't like a stupid guy. So it's like this was someone that was being spiteful. That's what this was.
Yeah.
So my grandfather died, and he was like, "Oh, I'll let you know when the mass is, this and that." And I just told him, I said, "Listen, I don't feel comfortable going because I haven't seen your side of the family in years.
Never close with them.
Never close with them. What am I going to do? I'm just going to walk in there,
go to the casket and say."
I said, "I'll come by and see you, Dad." I said, "I'll come by and see you and pay respects to you that Grandpa died." I said, "But I'm just there's no reason for me to go."
At some point, you don't owe anything to anyone.
Yeah. So fast forward now, we're talking like Thanksgiving. This is most recently.
Yeah.
And I can't see my dad every day, but I try to call him every day because, I just wanted to keep in touch with him. I want to do the right thing as a son, even though he hasn't done the right thing as a father for a long time, if ever, to be honest with you. He bought my affection a lot. Just because he bought me a lot of things doesn't mean that he was a father.
Bro, me and you are on the...
Yeah.
I'll get into it too.
Yeah, you're a bank if you act like that. And listen, all kids are manipulative. All kids want things. So it's not like, I was a little fucking kid. Your dad's going to buy you an Xbox or he's going to buy you this or that. That's exciting. But now you look back on it and you're just like, wow, it was just like him buying my affection versus like actually bonding with me and being a father.
Absolutely.
It's crazy. So we were having a conversation. We were talking about Thanksgiving. And I said, my aunt, and my cousin's husband is going to deep fry a turkey. And I said, I think we're also going to have a regular turkey there too, that grandma, mom's going to make this and that. And he made a comment. He's like, oh, the Rizzo women, they just get off scot-free again with no work at all. And
it's
I said to him,
small dig, but it's just like so
and I said to him,
annoying.
I said, what does that mean?
Yeah.
He said, what does that mean? I said, the Rizzo women have cooked, for the entire time I've been on this planet, they've cooked every Thanksgiving meal.
So
I don't know what that means. He's like, oh, well, they never do. I said, let me just, and I had to speak to my father like this, and it is what it is. I had to speak to him like he was a punk at a bar that I had to like get a message across. I said, let me just make this very clear. I said, watch your fucking mouth when you talk about my family. I said, the side of the family that raised me.
Yeah.
I said, your family didn't raise me. You didn't raise me. I said, my mother and my grandparents raised me. I was like, so before you try to take a dig at them, I said, watch your fucking mouth. I said, because I'm not playing with you right now. I said, I'm not playing with you. I said, don't. And he's like mumbling a little bit. I said, no. I said, that was not the time to speak. You listen when I talk to you right now. I was like, because I'm coming at you as another grown man, not your son. I said, if you are going to make digs like that, I said, do you think I take digs at your family whenever I can? I said, I ask about your family, right? All the time?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. I go, do you honestly think I fucking care about any of them? I said, I don't care. I said, I care about the family that raised me, that brought me up, that supported me, that showed me love when I leave your house crying. So let's be very clear. If you're going to speak about my family, don't say anything negative. I better not hear another negative word out of your mouth for the rest of your days. Don't ever say anything like that again.
And so he feels like because like he's your father, he kind of say whatever.
Kind of says whatever, and I said to him, I said, how long has it been? And he's quiet. I said, how long has it been since you've been in this family? Long time. I go, exactly. So you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I was like, so let's end it like this. Just say, yes, son, I understand. And he mumbled a little bit. I said, no. That's not what I said. Yes, son, I understand. Yes, son, I understand. I said, happy Thanksgiving. And that was it. I hung up. And I haven't spoken to him since. This is what it is, man. I don't play that shit, man. I don't care who you are. You do not disrespect my mother that has broken her fucking back to keep us afloat all these years and has not been easy. You do not dig and drag at her through the mud because you are feeling spiteful that you guys never worked out. I don't fucking care, bro. I don't care who you are.
We have very similar family dynamics, and it's you kind of know how I have like 3 different sets of parents in a sense, like just kind of it's fucking like all over the place. But I
wish my mom found somebody. To be honest with you, I wish my mom found somebody. I wish my dad had found somebody. Maybe it would have saved his soul a little bit. But he's such a bitter man at his age currently, and we have nothing in common. We really don't have anything in common.
My dad and Scott, right? Scott's the one who lives right here.
Okay, I don't think I've ever met anybody.
Yeah,
but
yeah. My dad lives in Jersey. And Scott lives right here. Scott married my mom when I was like less than a year old. They got a divorce when I was like 12. But he essentially stayed my dad and he raised me. And, me and my dad have always had like this weird I'm trying to think. This like weird dynamic in a way where like I think he knows that like in the past he's gone wrong about certain things, and I still call Scott dad. Still, like I still say, "Hey, dad," and like, bro, whenever I come home, that's where I go. I go up to Huntington because I feel most at home with him, and I've just always, honestly, like I've always just had. My dad has always had this sort of like jealousy towards him. Mm-hmm. Because of the fact that he actually took the time to raise me. Even though my mom and him are not together anymore, I still consider Scott's family my fucking family. Like, that's where I go home to, right? My mom, she moved, Pennsylvania, bro, middle of nowhere. Like, if I,
Mistake.
Mom.
Mistake. Mom. Mistake.
Mom, if you're watching this, I absolutely love you to death and you're my person. But if I ever lived where you live, my mental health would go to shit in like not even 2 weeks. It's so.
Pennsylvania is the armpit of the Northeast. Not because it's bad and ugly, but because it's the middle of nowhere.
I have this theory that like Pennsylvania should be a state where like that's like the designated state like for everything to just like go wrong in.
Yeah.
You know, like you put up like a great wall like around the borders of Pennsylvania. Just let everything happen in Pennsylvania because there's nothing else there.
Dog, I will never forget when we picked Kenji up when he was a little puppy. We picked Kenji up and we drove home from Minnesota. And COVID just started. We had no idea what was going on. My mom kept going, "Do you want to stop at a hotel?" I said, "Nope, 23 and a half hours. We going right home."
Straight through it.
I don't know what's going on, but we going right home.
Yep. Straight through.
Drove through. We hit Pennsylvania at like 3, 4 in the morning, if that.
You get on this highway and it says like in 400 miles, exit right. Like that's literally all what Pennsylvania is.
Dude, let me tell you, she was falling asleep driving, my mom. She was in the front, and it was raining out like lightly, drizzling, and it's dark, and we're in a rental car.
There's no lights on the road.
There's nothing on the road, and I kept hitting her in the back of the head. She wanted me to keep tapping her in the head. I just kept hitting her in the back of the head. She was like 6 5-hour energies deep. Like nothing was working. It was, and I didn't have the rain shit yet, so I couldn't give her cases of rain.
That's the point where I'm like blasting shit in the car. My head's out the window trying to manage it.
Bro, it was fucking bad, and it was sketchy, man. It just looked like the middle of nowhere, and it just lasted forever. It just didn't end. We were like, when are we gonna get out of this fucking state?
That's the state of Pennsylvania for you.
That's Pennsylvania.
Yeah, but anyway, my like I've just always had like a weird dynamic with my dad. I mean, me and my dad are better now than how we've been in the past. I mean, like there's been a lot of you know like constant ups and downs and everything like that. You know, he does a lot of things that like I don't necessarily agree with. You know, like vice versa. But I also think it's because he's never lived with me full time. Then like he never really knew how to like raise a son. And again, I don't have any. I don't have any. What the hell's the word I'm looking for? I don't have any like vicious.
Yeah,
feelings toward that, right?
Any gripes or qualms?
Exactly. He was watching his son grow up from a little bit of a distance, right? But like me and him now, I have more of a fatherly dynamic with Scott, and like there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like dad, like you know, like you're still my dad, and I love you and everything, but like there are certain things that we will never see eye to eye on because you never truly raised me and never truly know like how I operated, you know. So there's just a lot of different things, you know, as far as like a family goes. And you know, I just went up to Pennsylvania. I was there for Thanksgiving. My mom, she lives there with my stepdad. Bro, in the middle of nowhere. It's fucking insane.
Nah, yeah.
But me and my mom have gotten to the point where like, you know, because the fact that I'm not able to take a plane to her and it's like a 12-hour drive, I see my dad and Scott more than I see my mom, and she thinks that I'm more obligated to them. And I'm like, Ma, you raised me as a single mother for.
Yeah.
You know, like
I'm indebted to you. I love you to death.
I love you to death. You're my person. I call you every single day. But she, you know, she kind of has like an insecurity feeling towards it, and it's just.
What was the reason she moved into the middle of nowhere?
My stepdad. So they lived in, what the fuck did they live? Siegel, out east. Mm-hmm. My stepdad is a guy.
Siegel's cool, but it's kind of in the middle of nowhere too.
Yeah. It's I moved out there in like the middle of high school.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I grew up in East Meadow. I went to East Meadow until I was in 10th grade, and then I moved out to Siegel. And I actually went back and forth because I just didn't really know like where the fuck I wanted to be, bro. It was nuts. But anyway, they moved into the middle of nowhere, and it was because my stepdad just kind of wanted to be like away from everything, right? And I think my mom truly still like wants to be here, but like I feel bad because she doesn't have me and my sister there. My sister lives with Scott. Okay. That is her dad. So, but my mom is very, you know, like insecure about the whole thing where she's like, I just feel like you're more obligated to your dad and this and that. I'm like, Mom, I'm not more obligated. It's just like he lives right there.
Yeah.
Like and this, right? Long Island will always be my home. Like if I ever say that I'm going home, I'm sorry. Like I'm not going to Pennsylvania. Yeah. Right? Like I want to come, back home to Long Island. And it's always been a little bit of like a weird dynamic in terms of that, but yeah, you know how that is.
And what does she do in the middle of Pennsylvania?
She works from home.
Okay.
She still works for the law firm that she worked at in Savo, but like now she does it at home.
Okay.
There are things around. I mean, it's like a small town. It's
just very interesting. Whenever somebody just moves to the middle of nowhere,
very run down. It's like
it's just, and they're not retired.
Yeah,
or they're not.
Yeah, I posted.
They didn't have any attachments to that specific area. Yeah. It's always interesting to hear. Like, what's the thought process? Like, what do you did you know anybody there? I
think it's more of like a retirement thing for them. They're not anywhere close to being in that stage of life yet, but they have like 25 acres of land. It's funny.
Oh, that's cool.
So they have my dog, right?
What it cost them? $40? 25 acres,
bro. So it's actually funny. So like they have the Newfoundland, right?
Yeah.
My stepdad. So like the house came with like 11 acres. My stepdad bought the additional 25 around it because it was also like a hunting land.
Cool.
He didn't want any of the hunters to think that my dog was a bear.
Yeah,
because she literally looks like a fucking grizzly bear.
That's good.
So yeah, like he bought all of the land around it, and man, like it's nice out there, but like I could just never live out there. It's funny because their neighbors across the street, like they live up, I don't know, like a gigantic hill. They're from Massapequa.
Okay.
It's like, how the fuck does that happen? Like, how do you end up out here?
Ah, man. You know what? I'll tell you what, man. I want to buy some property in Montana. Bad.
Bro, I want to go to Montana.
Yeah, I want to buy some property.
Like an area of the country where it's like...
Never been there. Yeah. But I just know that remoteness is going to be nice. Now, whether that's a full-time thing or just somewhere that I go to just recharge and just get away from life.
Yeah.
I think that the latter of the two would be the one that I choose.
Absolutely.
But I've found that I need to detox just mentally more often. I need to... Hi, Kenj.
You woke up.
Hey, bub. I need to be without the phone. I need to put it on airplane mode. I need to turn the electronics off. The other day I was feeling... was it Friday? No, it was Thursday night, that Thursday night. I just felt off. Like I felt like I just needed to just chill. And I didn't want to do
anything. That.
So what I did was there's an app called Endel. Send the check. And I put it on. It's a bunch of AI-driven soundscapes, and I've had it for a while before all the AI buzzword boom. And I've had it for a few years now, and I've used it for the sleep, especially. So I put it on my HomePod at night, and just does sleep soundscapes, and it's just very nice, very very relaxing. It's very nice. But so I put it on the. They had like just an afternoon relaxation mix. I did that, and then I started building my Legos. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I put it on the other side of the room. I started building the Legos that shout out to Mr. Lombardo that he brought me as he was my guest earlier this week, and he just brought me Legos. Yeah. And the gauntlet, the Infinity Gauntlet, because he knows I love Thanos and everything.
I love it.
And so I was just sitting there, and you know what, man? After about an hour, I just sat there and I just went, wow, this is nice. Yeah. It's nice to just not
having to talk to people on your phone.
Yeah, man. Just like not having to talk to people on my phone. The TV's not blaring at me. Thursday Night Football was on. I couldn't give two fucks. I was like, whatever. Yeah. I don't care. Yeah. And I was just sitting there and I was building the Legos, and I was like, this is why I like Magic the Gathering, to be honest with you. This is why I know Vinny's hooked on it now. But this is why I love Magic, and I'm getting so many people into it. Like Anthony's playing it now. My buddy Jeff in Florida, he's hooked on it. Yep. He plays with his wife. He got a bunch of his friends involved with it. I believe I like it because it takes that digital feel out of it. And it's cards. And you're sitting there and you get to craft a deck. You get to hang out. Yeah. You get to just chill. And you turn your phone off. Or if you're using it as a life counter, you just put it in the middle and you put it on airplane mode. But you just dissociate from that world because I say it all the time, man, the scrolling and the nonsense and I am trying to be a content producer, not a consumer. Yep. I don't want to consume the content.
I'm still kind of in a phase where like I'm still trying to establish I am still trying to establish better work-life balance. Like I have 60 fucking clients, and I do give out my personal phone number. I think I don't want to. I think
Can you afford another phone line? Can you afford?
So that's what I've been thinking about, and that's exactly what I was going to say. Is that like I sometimes have to explain it. I'm like, bro, like it's fucking 9:30 at night.
No.
Like on a Tuesday.
This is what
I will get back to you tomorrow morning, unless it's like a die-hard emergency, which
it's not. You're
most
a coach.
likely
you're a
it's
coach.
not.
No offense. It's not. You're not a doctor. You're
exactly.
a coach.
It could wait until the morning.
Yeah.
And bro, like I have to explain to Aaron sometimes. I'm like, yeah, like I'm sorry, this and that, and it's. I have been thinking about getting another.
I'm pretty sure what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this as my business line.
Yep.
This phone, because everyone's got this number.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get a personal line.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna.
And then you just give it to your close friends,
my close friends, my mom.
Yep.
My people, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's all that's getting it. Because then once I turn this off, I can keep all my business apps on there.
It was a big mistake that I did at first, because if ever I was like, booking a sales call, whatever, I'd be like, okay, like what's your number? I'll call you this and that, and then like I would text them from my number, and then boom, it was just like nonstop.
Yeah, it's nonstop. You have to be able to have that work.
You have to have work-life balance.
And you know what? The other thing is that's super important. You have to keep your space and your area tidy. Like that's
100%.
Because an untidy space creates havoc in the mind.
Yeah.
Then you're unmotivated. I know y'all can see this mess behind me. I'm figuring it out. I'll tell you what, to be honest with you, there were papers like stacked up to the left of my desk. Yeah. And Friday I just said, I got to tackle these. I know I have edits to do. I said, but you know what? I got in here early.
Got to be.
I said, I have to get it together. And dude, it's clean over there now.
You got to be mindful of your workspace.
And guess what?
Yeah.
Oh, it feels so good. You get to take a deep breath. You just go, oh my God, it feels so good that everything's gone.
Yeah. So when I started working from home, I quit my job in March, right? So that's when I left the head coach position. So I stepped down in March and I started to work from home, and we have a 1-bedroom apartment. I don't have an office, right? Like she has a desk in the living room, right? And it's very yeah. I have been working from like the kitchen counter forever. Like I will sometimes go to Starbucks or wherever it is, but I finally got like
Starbucks workflow is cool.
Yeah. But like I finally got like a small desk for our bedroom now, and like I'm gonna work from there, which I'm not a huge fan of, but like it's kind of where I have to go for now. And it was funny because I have to be in like a certain element in order to get like a certain amount of work done. So I go on Amazon and I'm like, hey Aaron, like I'm gonna order these cool lights or whatever, like in case I ever want to film something like in our bedroom, right? Like, and Aaron's like, no, like I don't want our room to look like that. I'm like, babe, it's a small light that you put in a bag when you're done with it, and then that's it. But it's just like I need to be like in a certain element in order for me to work.
Why don't you get an office, man? Office space is cheap down there.
It is cheap, but at the same time,
fuck you at Raleigh?
Yeah, it is cheap, but at the same time, I am trying to save up to open up my own spot.
Yeah, I get that.
So yes,
Yeah, but you got to start somewhere. I mean, if you're
the office space,
if like a gym concept is too far out right now, if we're talking like 2-3 years out, like you have to start doing stuff.
Here's my
this
thing,
is going to help your productivity now. But the issue, I'll tell you the issue that I had. The issue that I had when I was doing all my edits and everything in my room was my productivity technically was through the roof.
Yes.
But I never fucking left, so my mental health went down.
So yeah. Here's the thing. I spend a lot of the week filming content. Right. I spend a lot of the week training. I probably spend about maybe 10 to 12 hours a week on my actual business, because everything's already kind of set, right? So it's like, I don't know if an office space is like that necessary in terms, but there are days, bro. And like, this is the thing about being an entrepreneur as well. It's like, there are some days where I go to my desk and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I have no idea what the hell to do today.
Oh, I do that all the time.
It's
okay. I do that all the time.
And I think it was, I'm not gonna say worse. It's
about cool.
It took place more when I first started, when I was like kind of on my own for the first time. I was like, I have no idea what the hell to do today. So now I'm finally, after a year, starting to establish a consistent workflow of things that I actually get done during the day. But a lot of it doesn't need an office. So it's like,
yes and no, but you feel better when you go somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
You feel better.
That's why I'm trying to go to like a Starbucks more and like that kind of stuff. So.
Oh, nice yawn, Kenji. Pershing Road, do you know where that is?
No. I'm kind of in like the North Hills area, which is a little bit more expensive now. because it just keeps on growing and growing and growing.
Oh, okay, Booge. Okay, Booge. I see you out here. I don't know. I've always felt like, my mom pushed me to get an office. I think she also wanted me to get the fuck out of the house. But my mom pushed me.
She's like, get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out. My mom.
Buy space.
Yeah, my mom pushed me to get an office. And that was another issue, man. When I lived at home, it was just my room. My room in the garage were my two areas. She had control of the living room. Like, she had control of her own office. She had her own office in the house. Yeah. She had her bedroom. The main big living room. Nobody sat. It was like the couch that nobody sits in.
Yeah,
so it's I would just sit in my room. I'd be laying on my bed all day.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I gotta get the fuck out of here. So when I transitioned into getting an office, though, I did find that I got more shit done. And I also felt more professional.
Exactly.
And that helped me feel like I could just tackle anything.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a switch up in mindset. It was cool.
I get an office, I want to have at least like a barbell rack or just like some sort of dumbbells in there in case I ever wanted to do like an in-person session too. I could just come back and say, hey. Like,
well, then you need a bigger space. But now you start getting into that. So I would say just like this right here is like 500 square feet, maybe a little under.
It was perfect because you got the podcast.
Oh, it's perfect. Yeah,
just fucking fire, and then you got your desk right behind.
It's perfect. Yeah, I don't need bigger than that, but I'm going to at some point. So it's like it's been steps. My last office, which you never came to, that was like 190 square feet. Could you imagine? Could you imagine all of this? All of this stuff was in there.
Yeah,
it looked big on the podcast videos, and people would come to my office. They'd be like, "Oh, no, it's okay. Say what it is. It's small. It's okay." I didn't need big space. Now I do. Oh, hi, Kenji.
Do you plan on hiring like a team under you at any point?
At some point, I would like to. Yeah.
What would be the first thing?
I would like to have an editor.
Like position, I guess.
Yeah, I would like to have an editor because it becomes very tough to get a lot of extra edits out in a timely manner when I'm running around and trying to balance everything else on the business. Yeah. My issue is I've tried to have, and another shooter could help too. Mm-hmm. I've tried to have people come through and show me, like, show me that you're ready to work. Right. Show me that you're ready to expand with me and do things.
I feel like it's hard at this stage, like, to train someone on that too. It's like you don't want to train someone.
I don't mind training somebody up. I really don't. But like, you have to show me that you're ready to rock.
Right. Exactly.
Everybody that I've given like sort of an opportunity to, they just they get wishy-washy and they don't fucking follow through.
Yeah. They gotta have some sort of experience, I guess, too.
Know how
editing field and stuff like that.
Know how to turn the camera on.
Yes.
Please. Know how to turn the camera on.
Which is with all the advice you give me, that's actually something I learned how to do now.
Yeah, that's good. YouTube. I tell people all the time, like, YouTube University is free. Yeah. Like, you just go on there. You have a question, search it up, look it up. That's what I do. I still use YouTube for fucking questions I have.
It's an interesting field to be in, man. Like, I am still learning every single day about how to operate certain shit. The content game is like just consistently evolving.
Yep.
And I feel like right now I still struggle with a little bit of like the confidence aspect. Yeah. Not in terms of what I'm doing, but I mean, you know me, like, I grew up with a terrible stutter. It's like, how do I overcome that on camera? It's like, do I implement my stutter naturally into the videos, or do I try to wait for like the perfect one?
I think the most important thing is you just keep it real.
Yeah.
Like you always do, always have.
Yeah.
I think you just keep, fucking guy. I think you just keep it real. That's and
awesome.
He's great. Yeah. He just likes to come sit and hang out when we do the podcast.
Great.
Yeah, I know. You're looking at Sam.
Yeah.
I think you just got to keep it real. This is a conversation that I've had with Rain recently. I had a conversation with Rain and I just said, guys, I'm tired of us like shooting the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, it gets boring. You want to evolve.
So boring.
Yeah.
I tell them all the time, it's so boring.
Yeah.
It's so boring to just shoot the same thing.
It just gets repetitive.
Every shoot that they do with their people at the Olympia and stuff like that, it's the same thing over and over again. And I'm just like, guys, we got to do different things. We have to tell stories. We have to keep it real. Like we have to
do it with your eyes closed at this point with what you're doing. So
yeah. And listen, I could fucking do that and collect a check and then call it a day. It's easy for me, but I want to see a ROI for the brand. And I'm not the only content creator. I said this needs to go for everybody that's on the team. Because there's me, there's dudes in Nashville, there's dudes in Texas, and there's California, and I think somebody's in Florida now. But it's like, we have access to all different types of people and areas and this and that under the umbrella that is Monster Energy. We should be knocking it out of the fucking park.
It should be a brand that,
and it's just generally, it's just like, hey, just go film so and so at the gym. Like, just go get content of somebody at the gym working out and this and that. It's like, that's mindless. I could do that, but I don't want to do that. I want to film fun stuff. I want people to look at a video that we do with the brand and go, holy shit, that's fucking gangster. Yeah. Like, we do some cool shit.
And like, it's a challenge for you because essentially it's your job to make the brand stand out.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, when you have a certain brand, right? Like that stands out like that, right? That's who people are going to gravitate towards. And like that's the thing with the online space is like, what can you do to differentiate yourself from other people? And that is something I'm still consistently learning every single day.
Well, it's hard because what are you gonna? And it's nothing against you personally, but what are you gonna bring to the table versus the next 10 trainers? And you have to really think about that, and you have to lean into those. You know, what is me versus 10 other videographers? So I'm not, and I've said this multiple times. I'm not the best videographer on the planet. But far from it. But I'm also
nowhere am I the best coach on the planet.
I'm not the worst. I'm nowhere near the worst. Exactly. So it's like, so I have to be able to play into my. I know that there's more people that are bad than better. So it's like I have to play into these strengths. I have to be able to like, well, I can run and gun very easily. I can do this. I can do that. I do everything. I literally everything. So it's like, you know, you have to be able to bring these skills to the table and showcase these skills that set you apart.
Exactly. The hardest part for me has been like trying to, and I don't even know, because I've been getting conflicting advice on this. It's like, do you have a specific niche or do you not? Then it's like, I can confidently say right now, I do not have a specific niche. I get a lot of clients through you know, like the group fitness industry, right? Obviously, right? Because, you know, like that's where I came from. I have a wide variety of clients. They age from like 25 to 45, but a lot of them have completely different goals. A lot of them have completely different experience. And it's like, okay, if that is going well for me right now, that is what I'm going to continue to stick to. The second I plateau, that's when I'm going to niche down on something, because I want to work with people who are very similar to me, and not necessarily in terms of like physical attributes, right? But like who have very similar stories as me, right? Like I used to be very like overall insecure about myself. Used to be very insecure. I don't know why. I just always was. I think it had to do with, you know, like the stutter and everything like that. But I want people who are consistently looking to evolve and become the best versions of themselves. Whereas if I have to constantly reach out to you, hey, like, did you get your workout in today? Like, no, I don't want to do that. Like,
sure. And the money,
I'm not
the money
a life
doesn't even
coach.
matter. The money doesn't matter at that point.
Exactly.
It's like a hassle to get the money.
I have cut off many people that were paying me $300-$400 a month because of the fact that like it just became a hassle. Like I was not happy coaching them. Like if I have to be a life coach to you, that's where I draw the line. I'm not a therapist. I am not a life coach. I'm giving you all the tools that you asked me to give you in order to be successful. It's up to you now whether you want to use those tools in order to go do it or not. I do weekly check-ins. That's all I need. I should be able to talk to you once or twice a week, and you should be able to handle the rest of the week on your own. I should not have to text you, say, hey, you've gotten like two training sessions in the last like 3 weeks. What's going on? Like, I don't want to do that. So
you want a handhold. That's really what it comes down to.
So like now it's at the point where it's like, you know, it kind of goes back to content. It's like, how can I make that known in my content of the people who I want to work with? And it's just a consistent evolution.
It's a numbers game. It's like girls, man.
It really is.
Numbers game.
And bro, like if you look at my Instagram, I don't have a shitload of followers. I have like
I don't either.
3,700 followers, right? You know, like my views are organic, which is great, but it's like now it's just like the growth aspect, which is the toughest part of being an entrepreneur, especially like an online fitness coach. It's like I enjoy the challenge, right? But it's like I consistently think and try to evolve in terms of like ways that I don't necessarily think of, if that makes sense.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. It's a numbers game, and it's just about a matter of posting and just keep consistent, because eventually
I go through times where
something hits and you get a lot of views, you get a lot of subscribers, whatever it is.
It could be 2 or 3 videos that literally, you know, like, but
my biggest advice would be is that Instagram's a dead platform, though.
Yeah. Really?
Oh, yeah, it has been for a long time.
TikTok's the way to go.
TikTok is, but my whole thing is YouTube is where you're going to see the return.
So that's yes. I do have a YouTube page. I haven't started posting on it yet. That is more long term. That is more long form content, right? Like this.
Well,
right? Like
this, but you could also do short form with shorts. They copied reels and TikToks and shit like that. Everybody fucking swagger jacks each other. They all jerk each other off. It's so crazy, and they all pretend like they're different. You're all the same. But YouTube is the one that you'll actually. The viewership is like real. Like you're actually building a base.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas
I gotta get more into YouTube, man.
Whereas Instagram,
I don't really go on it a lot, like in general.
No, I mean, I pay for YouTube Premium. I'm on YouTube all day.
Yeah.
I'm on YouTube all day. I have motivational videos in the background. I have different studies, and I have a bunch of different things that I listen to constantly. Funny videos, this and that. Then I'm posting podcast clips. Then I'm in the YouTube studio because I'm checking subscribers and what my analytics are and this and that. Listen, I just post videos like TikTok.
Yeah, post. Yeah,
I have 50-something thousand on TikTok. I have 50-something thousand, and has that equated to subscribers on YouTube or listeners to the podcast?
Yeah.
I don't think so. But it's brand recognition.
Yeah.
People may recognize me. I may, you get 3.4 million views on a video like one of my videos got. That's my face out there in front of 3.4 million
fucking people.
Views.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot.
I'm in a stage right now where I'm learning how to film myself because like in the past I had my content guy. Shout out Josh.
What up, Josh?
Who was very, very good, right? But like he decided to go back to school and everything, right? So like his time is a little bit, But I am learning how to use my camera. I'm also learning how to film like from my phone as well. And yeah, I struggle with consistency at times, but it's like that's kind of where like my dedication is going to be now in terms of just like consistently posting once or twice every single day and making that a negotiable, like in my schedule. So that's
when I post twice a day on YouTube, I was up like 100 subscribers in a week.
It's just volume.
So it happens. So you gotta just keep posting. You gotta keep doing.
Build an audience.
And that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
I know we got a couple minutes, like maybe 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
Just because I got to run to that class.
Yeah.
But we'll do another episode without question. But I actually wanted you to get a little bit into the speech impediment.
Yeah.
I wanted to. Now my question to you, really quickly, is that something that is a lack in development? Or is that something that is on the side of just like an actual inhibitor on the mental side?
They say it's neurological.
Okay.
I will say this. I did countless years of speech therapy. Countless years. I went to therapy probably until I was like maybe 13, 14, 15 years old. It didn't help a single bit.
Okay.
As I got older, I would say... So my first 2 years of college were at UAlbany. I would say by like my sophomore year at UAlbany is when it really started to kind of fade. And I wouldn't even say it fades now. It's just like I learned how to manage it.
Do you feel it coming on? What happens? Is it just like you're getting hung up on like a phrase?
Your vocal cords just get stuck.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And like it's funny because when I interviewed for the Orange Theory job, at first I interviewed for being, like behind the desk. Or at least I thought I was being interviewed, right, behind the desk. And then when I got to the interview, it was with the regional fitness manager. And he was like, all right, so like, you want to be a coach, right? I'm like,
yeah.
And like at the time, like a class was going on and I was like, wait, like a coach like that guy's doing? He's like, yeah. I was like, I guess so. And bro, I think that's what really did it for me. Is now I can confidently say like 5 years later, 3,800 classes, or whatever it is, I've been on a mic in front of thousands of fucking people. And I think that really helped me. But the thing is, if you put me on a podium in front of a group of people, I will stutter like crazy. The thing with Orange Theory is that people are not necessarily looking at you. They are hearing you. Yeah. And it's in an element that I enjoy. And I don't even like think about the stutter. But it's yeah, man. It's your vocal cords just get stuck. I think a lot of it could be from stress and anxiety.
Yeah, nerves.
Yeah.
That's
definitely nervous.
That's what it sounds like right out the gate to me.
And like it's funny because I used to stutter on honestly like the most common letters. I guess I would say like I could never say my name Sam back in the
day.
I bro, if someone ever asked me my name, I'd be like, and they'd be like, what, like, you forgot your name? That was my biggest fucking pet peeve. Like, no, I didn't fucking forget my name.
Yeah, no, I'm just having an issue for a second. Let me work through it.
Exactly. And yeah, but yeah, dude, like my S is...
People are kind of merciless, man. They don't fucking get it. They don't understand when somebody is different. They don't understand.
I used to ruffle my feathers so much.
I would ruffle my fucking feathers. I'd be tight.
Yeah, no, I didn't fucking forget my name, douchebag. Like,
yeah, that's what happened. Oh, yeah, that's what happened, big guy.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's, it is... I'm proud to say that it's like a part of my life.
Yeah. I think you do very well though. I don't,
thank you.
It comes out every now and then.
Yeah, I think it
takes like an extra second or two to just get the word out. It's not a big deal.
And I don't realize it, but I speak very fast at times. I think that also causes it a little bit. Where, yeah.
Sometimes too.
dude.
It's okay.
Long Island town here.
So it's okay.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I'm right there with you, baby.
Exactly. But I think when that happens and I have to go back and like repeat myself to someone, that's when I like start to overthink things. And
it's almost like you're thinking that you're going to.
Yeah.
So it's preemptively training or triggering your brain that
yes.
like we're gonna fuck this word up.
Yes, it is in the back of my head where I'm like, fuck, all right, like here it comes, and then boom. But it has gotten a lot better. I would say like when I was in college, it really started to improve, and definitely when I started coaching on the microphone, like it just, I wouldn't even say like it went away, but it definitely like really improved.
Why do you feel like it was an improvement in college? What challenged you? Was it group projects? Was it like what challenged you to get out of that?
I honestly just think as I got older, it got
easier.
Yeah. So Scott, right? My dad used to have a terrible stutter when he was younger, and he just kind of gave me some advice like along the road. He's like, "Hey, you just have to stop, think, breathe, and then speak. It's okay if you speak slow."
Yeah.
So yeah.
So that's what I have to remind myself with the podcast, which I've done over the years. I used to hate dead air. Like right here, ready?
Yeah. It's like what?
I used to hate that.
Yeah.
Hate it.
Yeah.
I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
You honestly have to just.
It's okay to think about shit.
Yeah, like sometimes when you get a question or you don't really know where to go, it's better to pause versus going and just adding a bunch of filler words, which is just really your brain just having a fucking shit. That's really what it is. Your brain.
It's
just
okay.
Going,
it's okay because a lot of people have to think before they fucking speak nowadays.
Yeah, so. They do. Yeah. So it's like your brain going, "Where's that word?" It's like running around on fire. It's like, "Where is the word?" And you're just sitting there going, So, but versus just being able to just stop for a second, think. I saw a video of Elon Musk, which I loved. Love Elon.
Mm-hmm.
Saw a video of Elon. Big fan. I saw a video of Elon Musk talking, and I don't know the actual interview or what he was on stage for, but he was being interviewed and they were talking. And I guess he was talking about, the guy asked him a question about being blackmailed in terms of they don't want him doing or saying specific things because it goes against their narrative or whoever was, I guess, funding some of his business or whatever. I could be very wrong about it, but he basically said, if you think that you're going to tell me, same thing with Dana White lately. He's like, you think you're going to tell me what I can and can't say and do that? He literally just stopped for a second. He just went, go fuck yourself. That's it. He's like, go fuck yourself. But the way that he stopped.
Raw and organic, baby. That's it.
The way he stopped, thought about it, and he said, yeah, I'm going to say this. Yeah. Like he gave himself that second of thought process, and he went, yep. It's correct. Fuck you guys.
Raw and organic.
That's how you got to be. And, podcasting and getting in front of camera and being on the mic at Orange Theory, I believe that all of these things definitely help.
Instagram content, man.
Instagram content, talking to a camera's hard, man. People don't realize until they actually have to do it. They don't realize. Like when I first started the podcast, it's very difficult, man. Even as somebody that's in the video field.
You're a master at it, bro.
What?
You're a fucking.
I am not. No, I still got plenty of time, man.
So let me say this, and I'm gonna say this to fucking camera. The way that this man has evolved ever since I have grown. Ever since that I have met him, the way that this man has evolved is admirable. Listen to this fucking dude's podcast. It's real. It's the realest shit that you'll ever hear out there. Seriously, be fucking proud of yourself.
I appreciate you, bro.
Do not discredit any of that.
No, I know. Because I talk shit. I play shit down.
Because again, like I said, we were on my fucking couch in the middle of COVID, and we both had no idea where the fuck we were about to go. Yep. Look where we've been.
Yeah, man. It's a crazy journey, bro. You learn so much.
Isn't it crazy how it was like 4 years ago?
4 years ago. It goes quick. Man. I've been having gripes.
Remember my birthday at Slate?
Bro, when me and Vinny fucking Irish exited.
Yeah,
bro, we dapped.
Understandable.
Yep. Yo, Vinny was waiting for me to do it.
Was I 23 or 25? I think I was turning 23.
All right, real quick, I'll tell you this because Vinny was waiting for me to Irish exit because he knows.
Bro, sometimes you have to.
No. It's not sometimes. I'm always dipping.
Bro, I had Irish exit. Last night at the wedding, I had Irish exit.
No, if nothing's going down, I just start looking around. I'm just like, I'd rather be in my jams.
It came a long way too.
It's no offense to anybody, but I'd rather be in my jams. And y'all are having a good time. It's cool.
It's also a wild night too.
It was a wild night. So we were chilling, and Vinny's looking at me, and I go, "What? What are you looking at me like that for?" He goes, "You about to dip, aren't you?" And I went, "Yeah, I'm about to dip." And I said, "Do you want to do this with me?" I said, "Because I don't usually do this."
Uber back or take the railroad?
Take the train.
Yeah.
I said, I don't usually do this. I said, so if you're going to do this, you got to do it exactly the way I say.
Fuck Sammy's birthday. We're out of here.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like that. I swear. He goes, no. Sounds good. I said, all right, cool. I said, we're stopping for pizza and Sour Patch Kids, though.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah. So you and your other boys, you were all on the dance floor.
We were downstairs.
No, you were all on the dance floor at this point. So I walk over and I go, Vinny, ready? I go, yo, it's fucking crazy in here. Let's go. We're all dancing, having a good time. I went, yo, I gotta hit the bathroom. Yo, Vinny, you wanna go to the bathroom? He's like,
see you later.
I said, yo, Sammy, I'll see you in a bit. Yo, we're just gonna go to the bathroom real quick. Yo, okay, cool. I was like, we walk right out the front door. I'm like,
I don't think I noticed until we were about to leave. I was like, where the fuck?
You didn't notice for like an hour and a half.
I texted you.
You texted, you go, yo, where'd you guys go? You guys went to the bathroom, right?
I'm in bed now.
I went, dog, I'm in bed. Y'all are still there? What the fuck are you doing still there?
We were reckless back in the day, bro. We had some fun nights.
You know what, man? I like going out. I just always wound up liking being home more. I'm such a homebody.
I am such a homebody.
I've always been, man. Like even
me and you are very similar.
I get invited out by girls. They're like, oh, why don't you come out to so and so? I just go, well, now especially because I don't drink. I'm just like, what the fuck am I gonna do there?
Bro, that's the thing is, I don't really drink a lot either. It's like there a lot of my friends down south. I love them to death. My fucking. Literally, best friends down there. A lot of them really like to drink.
They booze a lot down there.
Yeah, I'm just not really like that anymore. Aaron's not really like that anymore, which I actually really like. You know, so it's like we are much more of homebody people. But I could also go somewhere and I could be fine. Like if everyone else is drinking, I could be there.
It doesn't matter to me. But it's just like if we're going somewhere and the only thing to do there is drink, I can't get on board.
Yeah, but if someone ever like peer pressures me, no, someone just like one shot. I'm like, bro, I said no, like I'm fine.
Yeah, no.
I hate that shit.
No one's peer pressuring me to drink. I've been sober since March. I feel good. And especially because
body doesn't need it.
No, it doesn't need it.
Body doesn't need it. You don't need it to have a good time either.
Especially because the ups and downs I've had, just like with the common entrepreneurial, just emotional roller coaster ride. If I was drinking, it would be even worse. And it's just like, oh man, I'm so happy I'm not drinking.
It's hard when and I know we got a dip, but it's hard when you're working for yourself and money isn't necessarily guaranteed. You know, it's like you are banking on yourself. And bro, like when
listen, the rain contracts, the rain contract's a retainer. I get paid every month by rain. Yep. That's amazing.
When I quit my job,
but rain is one thing. You have to work on other areas as well. Like
of course,
if you get complacent, you're just sitting there like, well, I got rain. It's like that's when you fall behind, and then all of a sudden everything just falls through.
Yep. But when I quit my job back in March, my mom was like, you really gonna do this? Like, you really gonna do this? Like, I'm scared. And I'm like, Mom, like, you just have to fucking trust me here. Because, like, I knew what I was capable of. Yeah. Right? It's like, and bro, like, I like, I'm not saying this, like, to be like, oh, I did that. But I hit 6 figures in, like, 10 months. You know? It's like, I knew what the fuck I was doing. You know? It's like sometimes you just have to take that risk for yourself.
You have to be able to see the vision of where you're going to, and that takes time. I mean, you have to visualize and you have to believe that you're going to get there too. That's like super important.
The hardest thing for me was overcoming that disbelief that I might not get there, but I knew what I was capable of doing just because of what I had started before I stepped down. I was like, hey, like I could really blow this up.
Yeah.
You know, so
and you're doing it, bro. That's it.
I'm trying, man. It's a constant evolution of a game.
That's it, man. That's what this is all about. This is life. This is business. This is just everything.
Life is fun sometimes when you really think about it. Well, not like sometimes.
And stuff like
this is fun. Life is fun. Life. I will say this. Life has become fun for me because of now that I work for myself and I'm able to kind of dictate how I live my life.
Yeah.
Like if I wanted to go on a vacation, I could do it and I could work from wherever the hell I wanted to go. Yeah,
it's nice.
Like life has really took a turn. Like, and I can honestly say, if it wasn't for the pandemic, I don't know if I would be down there.
Yeah, and you don't know if
I might still be here.
Married.
And I love Long Island. I actually got into a fight like with my sister about this because last time I was on Long Island, I was like, look what this fucking place has become. And Laura's like, you grew up here. Do not say shit about Long Island. I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right. But man, like, I don't know if it was for the pandemic, like if I would be here right now.
Yeah.
You know, like I'd probably still be a head coach for Orange Theory.
You never know.
Then, you know, so.
You never know. Things are wild, man. Everything happens for a reason. And listen, if you stay down there forever, great. If you don't, you come back, great. Like it doesn't. There's no.
I'm excited for you to come to Raleigh.
Yeah, man,
June.
I'm cool with it. Like Vinny made fucking Charlotte sound like the second coming of Christ. I was like, bro, it's all right. It's a city. It's cool. Like,
it's a nice city.
Man. It's like, stop peer pressuring me to try to move down there. My buddy tries to get me to move down to Florida every day. I love Jeff. I love you to death, bro. If you listen to this, I know his wife actually listens.
You're a true Long Islander, though. You, bro. I'll tell you right now, Nicky Rizzle is gonna be the mayor of this fucking.
I fucking hope not.
Huntington, look out, man. Nicky Rizzle's gonna be the mayor.
I hope not.
I've seen him wave to every single person we've passed in the last 24.
Yeah, I just fuck with everybody. I fuck with everybody. I want everyone to just be happy, have a good time.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's kind of scared the shit.
Oh, he's beautiful. He's like an emperor. That's what he looks like.
That's my boy. I actually poked him in the eye when we were fucking. Right? I actually poked you in the eye. I'm sorry.
They're beautiful.
Because you ran right into me. I don't know. I may stay on Long Island forever. I may not. I don't know. As this grows, I could technically do this anywhere. And as I'm getting paid on this,
if you have a team in other states too.
Yeah, man. As I'm getting paid on this, maybe I move somewhere else. I don't know if I'm gonna move to North Carolina. I mean, I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could move to North Carolina.
I think I was tired of the New York lifestyle, and I just needed something slower.
That's okay.
So that's why. I mean, it was either there. So I was looking at North Carolina, Denver.
Denver's okay.
And at the time,
Boulder's nice.
Yeah, and at the time, Tampa, Florida was not as expensive as it is now.
Tampa's cool.
I was looking at Tampa.
Tampa.
It's a lot of bouginess now.
Yeah, I don't know if I can live in Tampa. Yeah. I'll tell you
Texas, bro. Austin. I went to Austin.
Austin's cool. I was in Austin. Austin's cool.
It was hotter than hell. It was 140 degrees, but it was fucking awesome.
Imagine having him down there.
Yeah,
I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
There's some Akita breeders in Texas. I'm like, how do the dogs survive?
Yeah.
He fucking hates that shit.
Miserable. Yeah.
I think if I was going to do anything on the East Coast, I would probably move to Fort Lauderdale because it's like
Flow is fire.
Yeah, like I can get a lot of work there. I can go to Miami if I wanted to. And,
not far.
I feel like I need to stay on coasts. I feel like I need to stay near where the water is. Because of where I grew up.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like Raleigh's more like central North Carolina. The one thing that everyone always asks me down there is like, hey, like, what was your favorite part about living up here? It's like I had a beach 10 minutes away from me, right? Like going to Beans Meadow, I had the biggest fucking city in the world.
Right there. International hub for travel for airplanes and whatnot.
And bro, like, I miss the cheesy things. Like I miss being able to go to a Yankee game on a Tuesday night if I wanted to.
Food.
Yeah, exactly. And but those are really it. And
out east.
I'm also a person.
Hamptons.
Yeah. I'm also a person. I could be away from my family for a long period of time and be fine.
Yeah.
Just because of like my upbringing. So, moving 500 miles away just really opens up your eyes. It's like I consider myself to have grown up down there because I lived for the first time alone down there, right? I was 24 when I moved down there, which is like it's a weird age because like you're kind of in the middle of like, okay, you're done with school. You're done with, college baseball I was playing. It's like, okay, like what now? So it was an interesting way of kind of like, developing my own life where I didn't really have the guidance of other people.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that next time.
Absolutely.
When you come back up again?
I don't know, but I will come up soon. Just
before the wedding.
Yes,
absolutely.
So
we'll have you come through before the wedding.
Yeah. I was gonna say we didn't even get into like online stuff.
There's plenty. But this is what happened.
This was a great. No, listen.
This is what happened. This was an hour and a half, bro.
And when you're really good friends with someone, you just kind of talk.
Yeah, but that's how it's always been. That's what it's meant to be. It's meant to just be us just chilling, chopping it up, hanging out.
I love that.
It's all good vibes.
Raw, organic talk is the best how it's gonna be.
I always ask if you could just plug yourself to the camera, let everybody know how they can touch base with you, this and that.
Yeah. So Instagram. Instagram is Sammy Sieg, SAMMY SIEG, and there's an underscore at the end. That is typically where I do all of my stuff right now. Again, I'm still evolving to like the YouTube. I do have a TikTok, and it's under the same thing as Instagram as well.
Always be branding. Got to keep it the same.
Always
everywhere.
Be branding. Yeah.
Sammy, I appreciate you coming down, chopping it up with me. You the fucking homie.
Always. Love, baby.
I believe this is going to be episode. Oh, Mom Dukes. Hold on, ready? Hey, Mom, I'm finishing up a podcast. We're live.
We're live right now.
Okay, lay bye. I believe this is going to be episode because I told on the last one I did an episode with one of the black belts from Sarah's.
Yeah,
he teaches at Sarah's. He's not like actually. I don't think he's like goes there all the time. Very good dude. A little wild for my taste. Like just throw it out how it was. So I'm trying to like edit the podcast. So this is going to be episode 76, and then John's episode. I keep pushing it back because I just haven't felt
76,
like
baby. Look what you've done in 76 episodes.
76 episodes, and then I did 70 something with John Panetti, and then I did.
That was a fucking awesome podcast.
That was great, man. Voice and Rizzology.
Rajol Brothers.
Rajol Brothers with Tyler.
Yeah, Rizzology, man.
All good, man. Now we got Rizzology. So this will be episode 76. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all the fucking jazz. I appreciate every single person that hits those buttons because it does help with the algorithm. It helps me continue to sit down with amazing people like Sam and just hang out, shoot the shit, and hopefully y'all got something out of an hour and a half. If not, and it was just Mr. Kenji, I mean, that's a benefit too. So you see his fat head on both sides of the table just hanging out.
Excited for episode 2. We could chop some more up.
Yeah, bro. It'll be great, man.
We got a lot of stories, you know.
We got a lot of stories. A
lot of life stuff.
Yeah. But I got to run to class. You have to go to the Ranger game tonight. That's going to be amazing and fun.
Let's fucking go Rangers.
And on that note, peace.